Hello YouTube, CN Maritime History here back again with another video, and today I will be finishing up my series on PT-109. Sorry about the creaking chair, that's my new chair for my new desk. So, we left off with Tom and Kennedy's rescue messages. Kennedy's message was scratched on a coconut while he was on Nauru, where he had spent some time from the 4th to 7th of August. Tom also wrote a message as well, but the coconut with the card message was cast in a paperweight. And it was contained in Kennedy's office for quite some time when he was president of the United States. Okay, so enough about that. Coast Watchers canoe trip from Ulsan to the PT base, August 6th. On August 6th, native Coast Watchers Byaku Gasa and Aroni Kumana left Olasana and headed east, carrying a penciled note that was Tom's and Kennedy's coconut message 10 nautical miles to 101 Island, which was south of Kolomangara and a quarter of the way to Kennedy's PT Naval Base on Rendova Island. There they took a little time to rest, but linked up with senior scout Benjamin Kivu, who they told they had found the crew of the 109. Kivu sent another scout to inform Evans north on Kolomangara Island of the discovery. Gasa and Kumana deported 101 with scout John Kari, in a better canoe given them by Kivu, carrying both Thom's and Kennedy's messages to a military outpost on Roviana Island, close to the Rendova base, in a total of 15 hours by paddling the canoe all night through 38 miles of rough seas and hostile waters patrolled by the Japanese. From the content of the messages, it is clear that both Tom and Kennedy trusted the Coast Watchers with their lives, as neither message contained the exact coordinates of their location, no name of Olasana Island. Traveling in an arranged boat, Gasa and Kumana were last sent south to the PT base that reigned over from Roviana Island, a distance of only 3 miles to the Rendova PT base. With Gasa still clutching the coconut. Around August 6th, after speaking to Kivu about the 11 found in Olasana, Evans sent a canoe with fresh fish, yams, potatoes, corned beef, hash, and rice to Kennedy and his crew with a message to return to him on Kolomangara's Gomu Island in the canoe immediately. Kennedy followed this request and was the only one of his crew to go, since there were many Japanese planes flying above, and the Coast Watcher's station was located on the Japanese-occupied island of Wanawana. Kennedy was instructed to land with palm fronds in the canoe, so he would not be spotted by Japanese planes. It was not until the morning of August the 7th that Evans was able to radio Rendova to confirm the news that Kennedy and his crew had been discovered. On the night of the 6th and 7th of August, while Kennedy still awaited rescue, Admiral William Halsey, now convinced that PTs were unsuitable against Japanese destroyers, sent 6 U.S. Navy destroyers equipped with more advanced radar to intercept the Tokyo Express, again on their frequent run to Kolomangara Island. This time, the U.S. forces succeeded in sank 4 Japanese destroyers, 2 of which, the Arashi and Hagakaze, had eluded Kennedy and the 14 PT crews on the night of the 1st and 2nd of August. This action became known as the Battle of Vela Gulf. On the 7th of August, when the Coast Watcher scouts carrying the coconut and paper message arrived at Rendova, PT Commander Warfield was at first skeptical of the messages and the trustworthiness of the native scouts, Gasa and Kumana. After finally receiving Evans' radio message of the discovery of the 109 crew, and facing overwhelming evidence that Kennedy had returned from the dead, he cautiously consented to risk 2 PTs to rescue them. Warfield selected PT-157, commanded by Kennedy's friend and former tent mate, Lieutenant William Liebenow, for the rescue, as he and his crew were experienced and familiar with the area. Liebenow later said that his crew were chosen because they were the best boat crew in the Pacific. PT-171 would travel ahead and radio Liebenow of any sightings of the enemy. Departing just after sunset from Rendova at 7 p.m. on the 8th of August. Liebenow motored PT-157 to Evans Base at Gomu Island off Kolomangara. To prevent making a wake, Liebenow traveled at 10 to 15 knots, muffled his engines, and zigzagged to prevent being tracked by planes or shore batteries. The erase signal when Liebenow picked up Kennedy on Gomu was 4 shots, but since Kennedy only had 3 bullets in his pistol, Evans gave him a Japanese rifle for the 4th signal shot. With Kennedy aboard, PT-157 rescued the weak and hungry PT-109 crew members on Olasana Island in the early morning on the 8th of August, after dispatching rowboats to pick them up. The 157 then loaded the full crew and the Coast Watcher scouts 40 miles back to the Rendova base, where they could begin to receive medical attention. This picture is of the coconut that Kennedy placed on a paperweight and this stayed in his Oval Office, and it's now at the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library. There were reporters aboard PT-157 when they rescued Kennedy and his crew from Owasana Island. After the rescue, the New York Times announced Kennedy's son as hero in Pacific as the story splits his boat. Other papers wrote Kennedy's son saves 10 in Pacific, and all the published accounts of the PT-109 incident made Kennedy the key player in rescuing all 11 crew members and made him a war hero. His father, Joseph Kennedy Sr., made sure that these articles were widely distributed, and that it was known that his son was a hero. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep yawning. The articles focused on Kennedy's role in the incident, omitting most of the contributions of Thom, the crew, and the Coast Watchers. Thom, Ross, and Kennedy were each awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, though Senior Officer Lieutenant Commander Alvin Custer had recommended Kennedy for the Silver Star. Kennedy was also awarded the Purple Heart for injuries he sustained in the collision. Following the rescue, Thom was assigned as commander of PT-587, and Kennedy was assigned as commander of PT-59. Kennedy and Thom remained friends, and when Thom died in the 1946 car accident, Kennedy was one of his pallbearers. The PT-109 incident aggravated Kennedy's ongoing health issues. It contributed to his back problems until his symptoms eventually progressed to a point where they were incapacitated. The incident also contributed to his gastrointestinal problems. The wreckage of PT-109 was located in 2002. I already told you about the coconut thing. So, the wreckage of PT-109 was located in May 2002 at a depth of 1,200 feet, 170 meters, when a National Geographic Society expedition headed by Robert Ballard found a torpedo tube from wreckage matching the description and location of Kennedy's vessel. The boat was identified by Dale Ritter, a weapons and explosives expert on the U.S. Marine Forensics Panel. The stern section was never found, but a search using remote vehicles found the forward section, which had drifted south of the collision site. Much of the half-buried wreckage and grave site was left undisturbed in accordance with Navy policy. JFK's nephew, who joined Ballard on the expedition, presented a bust of JFK to the islanders who had found Kennedy and his crew. So this is the full story of PT-109, if you have watched my first two videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed this story, and next up for videos is either going to be the K-141 Curse incident, or the USS Thresher. Have a good day, and bye.